Hello and welcome to another ARK video. So I'm on Jazzatron's, Jason's character at the moment, just for the purposes of this video. We just thought we'd show you around our camp as it's developed. So we're at our entrance point here. Just behind us we have our boats. So we have the Destroyer. Okay, so here is the boat. Let's see if I can get on this time. So we've got a nice little boat here with some storage boxes. Everything you might need, sleeping bags in case we have an accident while we're out and about. We have fires for cooking, more storage, a smithy, a fridge, mortar and pestle. And then up here we have a makeshift crow's nest, so that I can stand up here when we're on our journeys and watch out for danger. I also kill T-Rexes from up there. Mostly what I do up there. So that's our main going out boat, but then we do have a smaller one because some of the channels around the map are quite narrow. So we have a smaller vessel here, the Voyager, just for short hops. Plus we can get dinosaurs on this one. Up to the size of about a Triceratops. Trike, as they're known in here. And then we'll come up to the main entrance. Somebody wants to say hello. So we've been a bit busy. This is Morgana. She is our T-Rex. We're waiting for her to lay an egg. See if I can get her to roar for you. There we go. Beautiful. So that's Morgana. She lives there in the doorway because she won't fit. She's wonderful. And over here we have a Moschops that's levelling up fast. Level up again, level it once so you can see her happy dance. That's our Moschops. And then we have Iggy, the Iguanodon. We have Triton, the Trike. And then I bred some turtles. So we started out with Squirtle and Betty. And we bred them. We have Blastoise and Tuttle. So I have a fleet of turtles, great for carrying things, the Carbonerimus. And then this now is our house. Our latest tame, Amethyst the Tickle Chicken, or a Therizinosaurus. Beautiful. Round the back we have Jason's little garden. Penny, the Phioma. And then Larry and Harry, the Parasaurs. Good for trundling around. And welcome to our little abode. So this here is the timeout pen. And this is Naughty McGee, who kept getting stuck underneath floors. So when we have a dinosaur that's been annoying, they go in the timeout pen. There's me, asleep. So our little downstairs area is our beds, and we have a bookshelf with all our recipes and things on. This is the cooking floor. So we now have the grill and lots of refrigerators, all labelled up. Oil and spark powder. Again, a couple of sleeping bags in case we want to respawn at camp. Pestle and mortar on the table. When we go up to the very top level, and we have even more storage boxes, practice mannequins, refrigerators, pestle and mortars, and finally have the generators and the fabricators, which allows you to do electronics. So it's like the next level up from the initial crafting of wood, stone and thatch. Still, obviously, metal is such a big thing, so you need your smithy, your forges, everything all labelled up. And then this up here is for perching something special. I'll show you what that is in a moment. So it's Amethyst standing guard on the bridge. We'll go for a little walk this way. So go out of here over this wonderful bridge that we made. So traverses across the lagoon, so we don't have to swim every time. That's the dodo pen in there, although their numbers are depleting now because we mostly need the females for the eggs. We seem to have an awful lot of males. So we have our little pathway here. This goes over onto the beach, so we don't have to go around. It's a nice little shortcut round onto the beach. And you can see where we are. We're quite near the red obelisk and the green obelisk. We're kind of between the two, down at the very bottom of the map. So we're in the lagoon. So the lagoon is good, but the bigger dinosaurs do struggle somewhat to get in and out, so we had to build the outside pen. Moving down here, we have a couple of ankylos, great for collecting stone, flint, and most importantly, metal. So we have a male and female there, so they might get bred. We have Chops. He is a beaver. They build dams and you can collect cementing paste and wood and rare flowers usually off them. And then this is another breeding pen. So this is the Dilophosaur pen. So these eventually, when I get some, will be replaced by raptors. They got food at the moment, yes. But here are all the Dilophosaurs. This is a little hunting pack. When you run with them, they demolish anything in their path, so they're really, really good to run with. Good protection. And then we have our Tower of Mystery. The tower goes up to our latest build. So I like to be able to get up high and look out on things. Up here is our lookout point. So lookout point looks all the way over that side of the map, right over to Herbivore Island that the cursor's on now. And then we have a little path down. So this goes down onto this section of the beach. A couple of drops that go in this kind of area, so it's great for being able to get down and get the drops quickly. Then we have our birds. So we've got, I think, Peace was our first one. Oh no, Hope. Hope was the first one that we tamed. Here's Hope. That's Jason's Pteranodon. And then Peace is mine. She has the fancy coloured bridle on. And we have another flapper bird, a Pelagornis. Good little flyers are these. They can fly for a long time, but they can't carry much. They're decent little birds, though. So we have two of those, two boys. He needs a name, actually, to name him. And then Jason's pride and joy is the Argentavis. So this bird is incredible. We're going to have to get another one so I can breed them. They are not just able to fly for long distances, they can carry another dinosaur. They are a portable smithy. They're half the weight of stone and metal and titanium. Incredible all-round bird. I'm going to hop on, take off so I can show you around an aerial view of the camp. Remember how to do it? Hey, there we go. And she's up. Oh, he's up even. So this is our Argentavis. I'll give you an aerial view of the camp. So we have a nice big landing platform. See our camp there. So as you can see, we moved the birds completely out of their little platform in here. Gave them a nice big open space. As we go over the front, you see our boats, our Rexy, our main entrance. So we've been quite busy. That little hut there is the breeding hut, because to hatch eggs you have to keep them at a certain temperature. So it's got a fire and then lots of standing flames so that we can adjust the temperature according to the need of the particular egg, because no species is the same, just as it is in the wild. See amethyst down there, chilling out. So this is where we've got to, and the plan tonight, I think, is either Jason's going to try and get another Argentavis, or we're going to go in the cave. Let's land this bird here. There you go. You can see from here a lovely camp. So I'm going to pass the control back over to Jason, and he can give you a bit more in depth about what crops he's growing and what everything does in the camp.
I'll just go back down to the camp now. So we're based in terms of location on the map. You can see we're on the bottom south central of the overall map. We're in the lagoon bit. So there's like a little lagoon at the bottom. Good safe area to spawn when you first start playing the game. And then as you can see on the map, you can see where we've been up to now. I did travel up to the Arctic this morning, so you can go onto the map here, and you can see I went right up here on the Argentavis, right up into the snow area, and I was farming some oil. There's oil nodes up there. There weren't many animals because I went at night time, and I flew down and back down, got a load of supply drops on my way. Saw some big Rexes, some big Gigas, and decided to go back home. So yeah, we're discovering quite a big chunk. We do have another game going on at the minute on Scorched Earth map as well, and we're probably going to start the Astrius map soon, the Greek mythology based one. So I've got all my crops growing here. We've got like all the common berries that the majority of the things like, and Norca berries are good for making the narcotic, which keeps the animals asleep while you're taming them. Rock parrots and sava roots are all part of what you make kibble with for taming the animals. And then you've just got your basic berries and things that the animals like to feed on in general.
One thing we'd recommend early on is getting the compost bins and putting your poop in it.
You got to put poop in here with thatch, and as you can see, it then makes fertilizer. The fertilizer is essential to put onto these, as well as putting it in the vicinity of a water tank. So you have to put a water tap originally in the water source, which I believe I put down here when I first did it. I can remember where it is. So you put like a tap in the water, that gives you a perimeter, but then you can also make a big tank to extend it, which I didn't have to do on this particular camp because we're so close to the water. So by putting a tap in the water there, you then put your crops nearby and it automatically waters them. So when you look on them, you can see water, 599 out of 600, which means they're fully watered. You put your fertiliser out your compost bin, which is poo and thatch. That goes on there, and then you put your relative seed that your parasaur, your trach, your stegosaurus can harvest, and then you grow them and put them in either a preserving bin to keep them fresh. Like we've got here, some berries and seeds.
Recommend getting your hands on the Phioma, the pig. That thing is a poop machine.
So this, if you feed it stim berries, it poos for fun. So that's why it's got its back end close to the compost bin, so I can transport it straight in. There's a tap with the water coming out there. You can also put bottles onto that as well, so it fills up your water like so. So you can stash bottles on there for water. And then going back into the camp, this little chap also has an extra little feature that if you give him a tickle and he does a little dance, it gives a little buff to all the nearby dinosaurs. So you see the little arrows, the little yellow up arrows that are covering all the dinosaurs. That means they're now gaining a buff from that dinosaur that I've just petted, which is a good little thing. We've got all the recipes, all the blueprints. Blueprints and recipes you get from the supply drops that drop down around the map, as well as off some of the bigger, stronger dinosaurs. And as Vicky explained, this is the cooking area. Don't need to go over that again. And then we've got the main general crafting area here, where I've just put some skulls up on the wall. They're the latest edition. And we've got forges for metal, and you can also forge, if you put hide and oil in, you get the gas, which runs your generator and runs your electric in the camp. And obviously once you get your fabricator, you also need in that to keep that going. And then as you can see, you can make things like fridges, air conditioning, grinders, gun fabricated pistols, sniper rifles. It's all your end game products, which a lot of them we're working up to like the chemistry bench and stuff at the moment. So as you can see there, you need a lot of electronics and polymer and metal, but we're getting there. You've got the egg incubator where you can put all your eggs in. So yeah, that's that. Let's turn that off because it's quite noisy. There we go. So we can hear now. It is quite so noisy. It's running obviously all these lights that you can turn on and off. You can see there, so just turn them off. That affects the light. You can put them dimmer, you can put them brighter. You can also put a keypad down and you put a code on the individual lights and put the same code into the keypad, and you can turn them all on and off, and you can change the intensity of them. So that's quite a nifty little feature. Once you've got your electrics, we've got all saddles in here that we've collected and crafted. Random building parts that we got off supply drops, so we've built too many at the time, so we keep all them in there. And yeah, that's pretty much where we're at the minute with the camp. We're on day 19 we're on, game day wise. As you can see, it shows the time of day up there, it shows the current temperature 0 degrees. So with this game, as well as having to defeat the dinosaurs, you also are up against the elements. You've got to keep an eye on the temperature at all times. You've got to have relevancy coming up there now saying I'm cold. So you've got to be able to change your clothing to like woolly clothing and things like that to keep warm. And if you get really cold, your health starts going down and you get hypothermia. Vice versa, if it gets too hot, you start getting really hypothermia. So one of the things we are looking to get is an otter, because if you have an otter, it regulates your temperature. This is my little bizzle buffer. He's absolutely brilliant, this guy. He's fast. He jumps amazing distance. He's actually quite strong. He does a tongue attack. And then he has a sideways one for anything that comes to the side of him. He's actually one of my favourite dinosaurs at the moment, just because he's so good for, if we go for anything big, he can get away if need be. He's brilliant, he's agile, he carries quite a lot. But then you've got your turtles for lugging, oh, there's an egg, get that. Your turtles are good for lugging high amounts of like resources if you're going out just getting a load of wood or a load of stone. They're good little tanks to take with you, and they're also quite agile in the water. The trike is excellent for going out getting berries and seeds, as well as the iguanodon. Excuse him, he just did a little mess there.
Iguanodons are good because if you find the berry, it can turn it into the seed.
He has this feature here, I'll show you. So you see all the berries that he's got on him currently. These are all berries. So you can go on. Seed fruit infantry. It does a little scrapey scrape. And it's turned all of them into relevant seeds. So you can see now I've got seeds. And then I can go and plant them into the crock pots that I showed you with the relevant fertilizer and the water. And then you can grow your own plant and get your seeds endlessly. Endless amount of seeds with that fella. He's also great as an early game dinosaur for getting around the island because he's quick and agile, and he can also jump. So yeah, a lot of people favour that one at the beginning. One of our newest additions, as Vicky was saying, is the Rexy. I got him on my last little adventure out. Her, rather. And yeah, we've got the Tickle Chicken, as I like to call it, Amethyst. He's absolutely lovely, bright purple chest. And that one's going to come in great, as well as the T-Rex for fighting bosses at a later date when we get to doing the bosses. They're the kind of dinosaurs we want. And then as you've seen, we've got all the birds up on the watchtower. Chops is great for getting wood. He's also a portable smithy, as well as the Argentavis is a smithy. Chops is also a smithy, because the beavers are a portable smithy also. And yeah, that's pretty much where we're up to on the game up to now, in terms of base. We've been taming the relevant animals, and as I showed you on the map previously, we're adventuring further afield. And I'm sure in further episodes, if you want to see if we do go to do any bosses or anything significant, we'll record it and we'll put the video up for you. So thanks for watching this video. I hope you like our videos. Give us a like and subscribe if you want to see more. Comment below if you want to see any more of these kind of videos, and if you like the gaming videos. And until next time, thanks for watching, and see you on the next one. Bye for now.